Despite the agreement between Giorgia Meloni and Edi Rama in Albania last month, the Supreme Court in Albania has vetoed the building of detention centres to process refugees who are arriving into Italy. This is effectively using Albania as an alternative to Rwanda. It's significantly more an easier sell, but even that has not worked. And under the arrangements, the people who would be processed would then eventually be returned to Italy, I believe. And so that again makes another difference to the Rwanda scheme. This is simply finding a place to accommodate the migrants while their application is under consideration. And I think it's a positive idea. I think it's significantly better. It solves a lot of the problems inherent in the Rwanda scheme, and it is potentially an income stream for the Albanian government, but it's not at the moment going to work. And the Italian-Albanian scheme has been compared to the Rwanda scheme. As I say, there are marked differences. Among them, the fact that Albania doesn't have a reputation for killing refugees, and that's something that hasn't been addressed either by the Supreme Court in the UK, nor by Rishi Sunak, nor indeed by the Albanian government, but it has been widely reported. Indeed, when it was raised on the Sunday morning show with Laura Quensberg, the then Home Secretary pretended that she didn't know what she was talking about. There were 13 refugees slaughtered in cold blood, gunned down because they were protesting about not being given the food that the United Nations had promised. And in addition, there's serious questions about the way Rwanda attacks opposition leaders and abducts people that have fallen foul of the political regime of Kagame. And Albania is free of all this nonsense. So if a future Labour government were to come into power in the UK, I think a much better option would be to have a talk with Edi Rama, because the system is clearly up and ready, even if Italy is not up for it, and there is opposition in Italy as well as in Albania to the building of these centres. I think building centres to house refugees, to house migrants while they're awaiting judgment, is a good way of outsourcing if we have to outsource. But keeping them in Albania would not be the right thing to do, as in keeping refugees who have succeeded in the asylum application, keeping refugees in Rwanda would not be the right thing to do. The idea of a deterrent is nonsense politics.